Today, we're going to go over the proper process on how to remove, install, and adjust the unloader on your AAA series pressure washer pump. To get started, we're going to take a pick and remove our unloader cap. Then from there, we're going to take a 27mm wrench to get this loosened. Before we remove it completely, we're going to want to take some compressed air, blow around the area to get any debris out of the way, potential for debris. That way it doesn't contaminate on the inside once we remove the unloader completely. And just remove the rest of the way. Once we have the unloader removed, we're going to take our 3mm tool. We made this out of a chisel, ground it down to the proper width to match the crosshairs for easier removals of these seats. You can use a thicker screwdriver if that's all you have, but 3mm is the proper width if you want to have that for later on in the future. Loosen that and remove our seat. Once the seat is fully loosened, we'll take a pair of pliers, remove the seat, as well as the check ball inside. Due to hard water deposits and some corrosion over time, I do recommend cleaning the inside of this. So we'll take a cleaner first, clean down inside the unloader cavity. Once we've cleaned it, take our air, make sure to blow it out. Now that we've removed our old seat and ball, we're going to want to take our new seat and ball and prep it for installation. Ball was dropped into the manifold, and in our new seat that comes with the new unloader, we're going to put a dab of grease on the O-ring before installation. Once we have the grease on, put it into place, and then use our 3mm tool to fasten it down. And just want to make sure it's snug so it's not going to loosen up over time. Once the seat is in place, we're going to take our new unloader, take a mechanic's pick, and we're just going to remove the cap from it. That way it gives us access to the whole unloader itself. And just like the seat, we're going to take some grease, prep the O-rings, just get them lubricated before we install this. Once we have the grease on, we will fasten it down into place. Once hand tight, we'll take our 27mm wrench and just make sure that's snug. Once we have the unloader in place, it is important to note that these unloaders do not come adjusted from the factory. Your pumps, when they get installed and used, they are adjusted to the proper tension and the proper PSI per the unit and what it's specified for. So comparing the two, you'll see that the threads are much deeper on this version, the one that we took off, versus the brand new one. So we're going to have to try to set this kind of a preliminary pressure before we go to our final adjustments when we hook water up. Best way to do that is just count the threads that you have open and then run your adjuster collar down those amount of threads. So next step from here is to do that. We're going to want to take a 1/2-inch wrench, and then we're going to run our unloader adjuster screw down until it becomes snug. That way it's at the furthest down point against the shoulder, giving us the highest PSI rating. From here, we'll want to take our 2mm Allen and remove the set screw holding the collar into place. The old thread count was about 7, so we will want to run this down 7 threads so that it's showing before we go and hook it up to water for the final adjustment. Now that we have our collar ran down close to 7 threads, now we're going to hook it up to water, see what our baseline pressure is, and then finish up the fine-tune adjustments to the proper PSI rating. Now that we have our unit hooked up to water, now it's time to see what our baseline is on the adjustment to see where we need to further adjust this to get it where we need to. So first, going to want to make sure to bleed any of the water through the pump and the water lines, get our unit started, and see where we're sitting. We'll release the pressure. As you can see, our static pressure is sitting about 4,600 PSI. This unit was set to 4,400 PSI from the factory. So we'll want to back it off a little bit, just a couple turns using a 25 millimeter wrench. Get our unit started again, see where we're sitting. Now that we have our unit set to the 4,400 PSI range that this unit came set to, it's time to fasten our collar against the adjuster so that it stays into place and keeps our PSI over time. We're going to take our set screw, add a little bit of Loctite 222 purple, and then insert it back into the collar, fastening it against the adjuster, keeping it secure. After we have that inserted, we're going to take a 1/2-inch wrench against the adjuster, loosen that from touching the shoulder. That way it doesn't lock that into place for when we put our unloader cap back on. We're able to have free motion on adjusting it with our cap.